No, man, it's just.
It was just that noise.
It was just that what we just had to do to make sure this camera was
to maintain
in
shit.
in this ring light. But,
I might as well pop in. Chris ain't coming shit. I might as well slide my toes and shit.
But we're gonna go ahead and get started. Oh, well, before we get started, man, we got my boy behind the camera, as always.
I might get in the camera, though.
Right, he might be on camera.
He needs to stay behind the camera. He's throwing shots already.
So, yeah, we got my boy Coop Bentley. You know, shout out to bro. Shout out to New Belief. Coop 2 Cups.
Hey, yeah, follow that Cryptodemics.
I like that.
Hey, nah, that sounds like a little slander. I don't like that.
Oh, that's better. I said drunk drink.
Drunk Trey.
Nah, we like 2 cups.
Only on Wednesdays, I drink.
As you said, well, Chris is here. That's it. Chris had to take care of some business, so he should be pulling up later.
Shout out to bro.
Yeah,
shout out to bro. He
bro,
making moves,
he
man.
Definitely made a move, so shout out to him. But he should be coming on later. We gonna go ahead and get right into it.
Oh, you good?
Hold me up. We go.
That's like drink champs.
Catch Dre up to speed. So we discussed off camera that we was gonna start off with the. So it was, over the weekend, y'all know June 19th, Juneteenth. Happened over the weekend. Everybody out celebrating our freedom, our ancestors and all that. But in Flint, Michigan, a 19-year-old girl shot at a police officer. He shot back.
African American.
She was black, and both the cop was black and the girl was black. And she shot at him. He shot back, and he ended up killing her. But in the video, you see the police officer, like, after he shoot, you just see him. You don't see him shoot, but you see him on the ground crying after he shot.
As in he didn't want to do it.
Right.
But he did.
But she shot at him.
Right. She shot and he returned fire, which he's well within his rights to defend himself. And I think a lot of times people don't even, we don't put ourselves in these police officers' shoes due to the fact, you know, they probably just as scared as we are. You know what I'm saying? They be wanting to make it home too, because they got families and stuff like that. But I read in the comments, I was looking at the post, I read in the comments, and it said, oh girl, I don't know how true this is. This is just hearsay. I read in the comments that she wanted to kill herself because her boyfriend had died like a few days prior to the situation. So, like, she shot at the police officer, basically, like, you know, as a suicide attempt, which, you know, unfortunately it was successful. That's what it was, you know what I'm saying? So, that's crazy. We're going to start off with you. What's your thoughts?
Why y'all always do that? I bet. Nah, I mean, as being, cause y'all know I got my degree in criminal justice, but it's a reason why I didn't really move forward with becoming a cop or any type of law enforcement or anything, because I seen as far as being in Chicago, you see a different side of law enforcement. You know what I'm saying? And the three of us together in the group was, you know, targeted multiple times, and I just I didn't see the need to be in my community and be someone who was the person who was enforcing some type of rules that really didn't make sense, you know. And even though I came in with the intention of making things better, but you gotta look at the bigger picture and understand you're part of some type of corporation or a cult. I say a cult.
It's definitely,
you know,
cult like That's funny, because I was definitely gonna tell you to say that.
yeah, and it's real though, because I actually know people who are in law enforcement. You know what I'm saying? Even kind of family members too. But they tell me that if something like that go down, right? Let's say it wasn't recorded. You better not say nothing. And they ain't even gotta tell you not to say nothing. It's just you know, you ain't gotta say nothing. Yeah, unwritten rule that you don't say nothing. And even though that wasn't the case, he was remorseful. You know what I'm saying? That's cool. But I still gotta work with you. And even though you was in your rights, you still shot a black woman. And that's gonna hurt me regardless of the situation. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, she was wrong, but damn, you shot a black. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna be hurt. So it's a sticky situation. I don't really like talking about politics, all that stuff, because it's sticky, bro. You know what I'm saying? But I send my condolences to that girl family. You know what I'm saying? And regard, and but then like we always talk about mental issues too. You know what I'm saying? So that's another kind of thing that we need in our communities. You know what I'm saying? Because she was dealing with things that she didn't have help or guidance on healing. Right. And healing is important, because if you don't heal something, it leads to situations like that. You know, so that's just my take on that. We need more help in our communities.
Let me ask you a question though, because you said you didn't feel like you was the person to come in the community, to come back to your community to enforce laws, right?
Right.
So
shout out to the neighborhood. Just keep going. Mr. Bankston, boy. Listen. So
you said that you know what I'm saying, you didn't feel like you was the person to come back to the community to enforce laws. But do you think it's more beneficial for you to be in this neighborhood versus, because you from here, so you know what goes down, you know these people's situations, and what the hell? And you know what's going on in the neighborhood, you know what I'm saying? So
yeah, you gotta speak up.
So you know.
For real?
No. But I'm just saying though, so like, you know people's situations, so don't you think it's beneficial to actually, for somebody like yourself to be in the neighborhood, to actually be enforcing the laws, because you know what goes on, you know what's needed, you know what I'm saying, versus somebody from fucking Jefferson Park or somewhere, and they come over here, and you know what I'm saying, they don't know what's going on here.
Yeah, no, that's a fact, but like I said, like you already a part of something that's already been established.
Right.
You know, so I'll give you an example of okay, so I work with Wintrust now, right? So I'm with the mortgage department, and I see a black family come in, and it's like they deserve a loan. But it's already guidelines set up to say who can get a loan.
Right.
And I have to follow that. If I go against it, shit, I'm going against what we already. You know what I'm saying? So if you a police officer and you in the department on Madison, you know what I'm saying? Have you ever seen a black cop? I've never seen a black cop in the precinct on Madison. I've never seen one. You know, but I feel like I'm pretty sure, but I feel like they thinking like me, like, man, I'm not gonna go up in there. It'll make you mad. It'll take a toll on you. Yeah. It'll take a toll on your soul to be a part of something that's against your people. These people against you, bro. These people, but these people against you, bro. Like, but we know that. We know these people against us. So for me to come in, I'm gonna drop in a bucket of somebody that want to see change. So they not finna listen to me. I'm just a deputy officer, bro. They not finna listen to me. Now I can see if I was. Okay, so we gotta understand. We gotta understand who is really in control of law enforcement. You know what I'm saying? So we get to the mayor. We get to all these other upper people. I mean, I don't see no black people up there. You know, these the people that's really. I know y'all watch The Wire. The Wire gives you a vivid show on how this shit really work, you know, and who's really in control, you know, who's really the commanding officers of these people out here, and they all white, bro. You know what I'm saying? So ain't nothing I can really do. As much as I want to help, you know, ain't nothing I can really do.
I'm gonna get killed for saying this. I ain't really watched The Wire, but I did what
you. Damn. Nah, but look, look. Watch The Wire, man.
I know.
Watch The Wire. They'll let you know as far as the entertainment. They'll let you really know who's in control of law enforcement, bro.
Right. No, I watched the Blacklist, and they catching criminals.
See, I ain't never watched the Blacklist.
And you see like how the legislature work and how like it's really bigger than just the government that really be controlling shit.
I'll tell you one episode that really woke me up, and I was in college when I watched it too, of The Wire, is when is when they gave, like law enforcement gave, they was cool with some of the drug dealers, and they said, look, man, we need to meet our quota, really. Quota meaning we need to arrest some of us, we need to do whatever, you know. So we gonna let y'all get this corner. Y'all sell all the drugs y'all want on this corner only though. Y'all go out there, we gonna get y'all that. But just stay on this corner. We'll let y'all sell drugs. Y'all do what y'all got to do. We ain't gonna stop y'all. We ain't gonna do nothing. This is The Wire, bro. You know. So I'm watching this. I'm like, damn, this shit can really be happening, bro. You know what I'm saying? They ain't just make the shit up. They ain't just make that shit up, bro. So when I see that, it's definitely some discrepancies. It's manipulation. So it ain't really like you can't get around that shit, bro. You can't get around. So that's why I was like, you know what? When I graduated, I was like, I'm not being a cop, bro. I'm not being a cop, bro. I can't do it, bro.
And like you said, it take a toll on you. It'll take a toll on you to be if you actually did go the route to be a cop and be patrol your own hood. It's gonna take a toll on you coming from us too, because of
you feel me?
We're gonna expect things that you gonna let slide.
Or y'all might not like me.
Yeah, but the
you feel me? But I'm trying to help y'all. You know,
look at you like you a pig. So now you got your coworkers. Your coworkers hate you, and then you got the people on the block that you grew up with hate you.
So now everybody hate you. You know what I'm saying?
It's
so
not a win-win.
But I knew that. But only reason why I really took criminal justice is because y'all know my pops was in prison. You know what I'm saying? And I knew I got cousins that did. These niggas did 10, 20 bids. You know, 20-year bids, 10-year bids. So my whole thing, it was like, damn, man. But you know, because they got caught off. He say, she say, but the court, they don't get no for. They just want to lock you up. You know what I'm saying? So I felt like, man, I need to come in and help my people. You know, you can have a intention to help, but everybody don't see that, nor do anybody care. Bro. You know what I'm saying? Because the prisons got to stay filled, bro. They got to fill them bitches up, boy. But yeah, that was some hard shit. And I ain't want to change my major, because then I'm with the head stick.
Bro.
Go ahead and give me that degree, though. Shit, I can work anywhere with this, you know? So that's what it was, bro.
You're going to be looked at like just another nigga from all sides.
Nah, that's a fact, bro. That's a fact, man.
But you just brought that up. Did you see on the news? Well, yeah, I don't know if y'all heard in Inglewood where that crib got shot up and like 8 people got killed or some shit.
Damn,
it was a police officer that owned that spot.
Damn.
He knew it was like drug activity going on. They stripped him of all his police duties.
Dang.
I was like, that's
They
crazy.
say they on ass. They was gonna get on the whole department.
You see what I'm saying?
They all knew that.
Internal Affairs probably got involved in it.
They
You know
had
what
a
I'm saying?
lawsuit. The city had a lawsuit out against him like last year because they wanted him to put like gates and cameras and change the locks and shit like that. Never followed through with the lawsuit.
He knew what was happening.
Yeah, he knew.
He knew what was happening.
He
He was checking it back.
And he got more than one property. That's not his only property.
He was
So
checking it back.
That's another reason to fire him. He good.
exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah,
He's
it's
still finna get bread.
nah. Hey, you know what I'm saying? It's tough. It's tough being a cop, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. I've never been
Black
a cop,
people
but
don't
I
need to
know.
be police officers. That's just what it is.
But even if they just like Tay said, let the people who from here police the area.
What can they really do though?
But if I see it's not about what they can do, it's about the rapport that they can build with the community. We've always been taught in classes, build rapport with the people you communicating with. I can't build rapport with a man from Naperville, but he policing in Chicago.
Right.
But
I can't build no rapport with him.
at the same time, it'd be a man from Naperville, they just make him our color. He still don't know what we really going through. They ain't really putting a motherfucker that grew up on the west side back on the west side.
Or you get a nigga who want to fit in.
That's
Because they put a lot of pressure on him, so now he probably don't want to do it, but he gotta fit in with the people. This is his job. You know what I'm saying? So
But just seeing that color alone, a black officer could stop a riot.
Diffuse
Potential, a bigger
it can happen. If we seen black cops going,
we gonna
and
get
they
them
was
a break 'cause
cool.
we expecting a break.
Exactly,
But
bro.
once you see a white cop, we already know like
We already know what time it is, bro.
You get pulled over, you see a white cop come to you. Here we go.
We
with this
already know.
bullshit.
I've never got pulled over by a black cop by himself.
I've never got pulled over by a black cop ever.
I got pulled over by a black cop once.
But that's because of where I stay. I stay in the hood.
That's why I got pulled over, right on Madison.
Yeah.
Right on Madison by your crib.
We got a lot of black officers over there where I stay at. So
yeah.
Every time I get pulled over, it's usually a black officer. But once I venture out, it ain't none of my color.
Never got pulled over by them for the black officers.
Yeah, nah, but hey, they be cool though. The black cop that pulled me over, he was cool, but he had a white dude with him, so he had to be like, you feel me? But he let me go. No, he let me go, and I ain't gonna hold you. I ain't have my wallet with me, so I ain't have my license, none of that. And he was looking like, come on, bro. You know what I'm saying? He looking at me like, damn, bro. But he was like, all right, you gotta get out the car. I'm like, all right, bet. You know what I'm saying? But he eventually let me go without a ticket. You know what I'm saying? But the white cop, so I had to stand in the back of the car, right? I wasn't moving. I was cool, you know what I'm saying? I was mad because I forgot my wallet, but it was like, whatever, bro. The cop was like, he was like, hey, man, calm down. I'm like, what?
Not even hype.
Here you go on that bullshit.
But that type shit hyped me up. Like, what you mean, calm down? That's like a person asks you, what's wrong with you? Nothing, nigga. You know how you get mad? You instantly get mad, like. But he did that. But the cop, that when he did that, the cop was like, hey, man, we're going to let you go. He sped it up, you know what I'm saying? But, man, bro, it's tough, bro. It's tough on cops. I'll tell you that, bro.
Right. They make it tough on themselves, too. Fucking this.
He's Dion,
I
fuck
got
12.
pulled over right on Vietnam Park. I ran a stop sign. I pulled up before he even turned.
He was wrong as hell.
He was in the wrong.
Okay, let me tell you. No, I'm talking.
I
I pulled over before he even turned his lights on. So he get out. He don't even walk to my driver's side window all the way. He walks up like this and stands at my back seat, put his arms up and say, hey guy, how you doing? You already got your hand on your gun and you already scared. So he asked for my insurance and my license. I'm like, my license in my glove department. I got to reach for it. He was like, okay, just reach slow. I reached slow, grabbed it, handed it to him. He will run it, write me my ticket and shit, come back. And when he come back, he's doing the same thing. He's still clutching his gun at the back like this, like, all right, so this is your ticket here. You got caught, woo, this, that, and the third. I'm sitting there like this the whole time. He done took so for fucking apple, so I'm sitting there like this. This man decides to go like this and look up at my hand while he's still clutching his gun. And so when he did that shit, I'm like, okay. And I did that, and he asked me like, what you doing that for? I'm like, I thought I had something in my hand because how you look. And then he ended up saying like, oh, okay, well, we just gonna leave it alone.
Dangerous disco.
Dangerous disco, for real.
He ain't have to look. He ain't have to clutch his gun.
I wouldn't say that's protocol. You know what I'm saying? But
he was scared.
No.
Right. He was scared. Probably
not even. But you gotta. I feel like at some point we gotta understand that police officers have to protect themselves, regardless if they don't know you.
That's right.
They do not know you.
I gotta protect myself.
They got a family. They gotta make it home.
They gotta make it home, just like you trying to make it home. But I'll tell you what ain't right. So I got pulled over. I was on Division and I forgot the street. This man pulled me over. I had my hazard lights on. I was, finna get out the car, whatever. He pulled over. Hey man, you can't park right here. Yeah, I know. That's why I got my hazard. Black people think hazard lights save you. The first thing he asked me, you got your concealed carry? I said, damn. We straight to it, huh? Now that ain't protocol.
They can run your place and see that.
Right.
Why is you asking me that,
exactly.
bro? Now that ain't cool. That made me nervous. This nigga finna shoot me, bro. And we should never feel like that, bro.
They all ask me the first thing they get out. They say, you got your weapon on you? We see you got your
They know, but like you said, they know why.
But I also get pulled over by the black cops, so I don't be nervous.
But they know why, though.
Mm-hmm.
Your license. Y'all know I ain't got my shit yet. But shit like that make me want to speed up. I took the classes. I just got. But you're not supposed to ask nobody that shit. First, you ain't even asking for my license, registration. No, you say you got your concealed carry.
For sure.
Shit reckless, bro. Yeah, man. That's a tough stuff. We'll probably talk about that for an hour.
Yeah.
Y'all know we traumatized. This shit happened to us. We traumatized
for this.
Misha, did you want to say anything else about that? I know you had a lot to say before.
Ginger ale.
He kind of hit my. he hit my point. Pretty much like about I just feel like with police, you know what I'm saying, people want to make a difference, especially black people who they get into well, damn.
Fireworks.
They get into certain professions because they see that, you know, this ain't right, or they want to make a change, but at the same time, like I was telling them off camera, if you go back into the history of police and, you know, why police units or the police was created in general, it all goes back to slavery, and it all goes back to catching slaves and hunting them down. And so I feel like, to me, the police is like a boys club. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you could get in, you got the credentials, you go to the academy, you done trained, you did this, that, and the third, but at the end of the day, you still a black man or you still a black woman, and it wasn't created for you. Yes, you want to make a difference, but how big of a difference are you really going to make when it's not for you? It's not FUBU. It's not for us, by us. So
she said it's not for us, by us.
It's not. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like, I don't know if y'all remember, it was a video, or I don't even know if y'all saw it. This was last year sometime. It was a video of a police officer, a couple police officers, like in the L, and a guy was walking up the escalator, and don't know why they was trying to detain him. He was white, the police officers was black. And long story short, a female officer shot him in the L. Exactly, you know what I'm saying? And so it's like, if you watch the video, the guy wasn't doing anything to really get shot at. You know, they was just trying to detain him and they couldn't. And so I feel like the lady ended up losing her police powers, getting stripped of everything, you know, losing her badge and shit. But situations like that is, don't be police. Simple as that. If you want to go into law, go into crime, be a judge, be a prosecutor, fucking be a DA, do something like that. You know, on that different end. Don't necessarily be on the streets. That's just my personal opinion.
I mean, and to piggyback off that, then we gonna jump. Cause like I said, we gonna be talking about this for a long time. Like me and Dre talked about, like right before he graduated. We talked about, I think you sent me them numbers about like low income areas and like unemployment in black communities. Mm-hmm. You sent me like a chart and we was talking about it.
From school?
Yeah, you was telling me about how you wanted to work with like at a juvenile detention center.
I wanted to be a warden, yeah. I don't really want to be a cop, but you gotta be a cop in order to be a warden.
And we, you know what I'm
fucked
saying?
Up, yeah.
We talked about that, and like I think that's, you know, that's like more along the lines of like what we want to do. You know what I'm saying? As far as like black people that want to help out, we want to help trouble youth. We ain't really trying to. I ain't gonna say we ain't trying to stop the crime. Right. In a sense, we trying to stop the crime, but we ain't trying to be out here patrolling and pull them off the zoo. Nah, it's more so like trying to help the people that, you know, from our areas, and because we know what they going through, we just trying to show people it's another way.
No, that's a fact. And we can move on after. So it was, I'll tell you a story. So I was in my senior seminar class in college, right? So we was in our textbook. You know, you don't never use a textbook in college, boy. But we went to Chicago was in the textbook as far as murder rates, right? They had a chart and who had the most, and Austin was number 1, bro. Yeah. And when I seen it, I was like, and my professor, who was a deputy in Wisconsin, he was just our professor too. He said, "What's to look for?" I said, "Damn, that's where I live." That motherfucker looked at me like, "Wow, you know, damn." And everybody looking too. And he said, "You're a brave soul." But I took offense to that because I'm like, y'all don't even really know how Austin is. Like, I love Austin. You know what I'm saying? I'm finna get, you feel me?
Right.
I'm finna stand, you know? But it's like the way they portray us, bro. I ain't like that. You know what I'm saying?
It's like we some caged animals that just
yeah, bro. Because the way they looked at me, you know what I'm saying? They like, damn. All the white people that's from Wisconsin with I ain't gonna talk about them. Alright, but I felt the way about it, and at that point it was like, man, something got to be done, bro. Something got to be done, and I think that's part of the reason why I started working at the school. You know what I'm saying? Working with the kids. I was third grade teacher. You know, so. But it started with the kids, like you said. The youth that's what was important to me. But to see the look on their faces, knowing I was from Austin, that's
to see like you ain't what's portrayed in that book, it threw everybody off.
it threw everybody off. They like, damn, what the fuck? You know, but that's how it be, man. You know.
Yeah, we all from Austin, except
Got the south
But
side.
You from the south side?
Backyard again.
to call that a backyard.
The south side.
Excuse me.
That nigga said back. South side, what up?
Brandon, they don't know what I said, but that's right.
What's the number? Cause y'all
I
niggas
just
got
said
numbers.
90th and Ada.
Oh.
Like
That, I
2
get.
blocks across Ashland.
Stay dangerous.
Nah, remember I used to stay out 71st on the island. That's
I
far.
just moved from over there. I used to live on 79th.
Nah, it's dangerous over there. When I was over there.
It's still dangerous.
Dang, my mama used to let us go outside. My mama.
Still dangerous.
I
We got some good stuff to get into, huh?
Right.
Very informative. I hope I learned some things today.
Right. I mean, I feel like, you know, since Dre
Money
said
niche.
he more money. What?
Money Mish.
That's me. Money making me.
So we
Money
got, you know, Dre, he say he knowledgeable, but we gonna test his knowledge today.
Yeah.
Wait, knowledge for
You
what?
got the whole angle.
Knowledge for what?
Right. He feel he got the whole.
He with the shit.
Right.
Spirituality.
Let's
versus
see what he know.
religion.
I don't know about that now.
Yeah, that was one.
that was a
One
little,
right
that was a
there,
little
so-
different, right?
It
Alright,
could have
bet.
been one.
Yeah.
Let's get right.
Welcome to Austin.
You know what I'm saying? That's right here.
Grew up right this one.
Now you hear.
What we getting into though? Come on.
So
I like this.
we gonna jump into religion versus spirituality. Like, what's the difference? Like, what is spirituality? What is religion?
What is religion?
You know, what is religion? Like, let's
I like that.
let's get into it.
You can get into it, man.
I'ma just say on the surface level, religion is following something. That's how I feel. Spirituality is more so of knowing who you are. And I feel like you keep it as plain as that. Because I mean, y'all know my people. My people, Christian, straight up Christian. They still is Christian. You know what I'm saying? But even with my tattoo, they be like, you know what I'm saying?
Looking at you sideways.
You know, look at me side, especially grandma. Y'all know my grandma. Shout out to grandma. I love you, grandma.
No game.
But she ain't playing. But she looked at this and be like, that look demonic. What?
That's their favorite
Real talk.
word.
Real talk. That look demonic. But I don't count it against her because she don't know. It's ignorance. You know what I'm saying?
Stop playing with your grandma talking about this here.
But
Stop playing with her.
like I said, it's ignorant. No. She ain't gonna see this. But if you think about it, like, this is my whole thing with religion, right? Christianity. I don't care about, because I more so like the other religions, except for Christianity. Here's why.
Some bullshit.
You know, here's
My
why
bad, I
though.
don't want to insult nobody.
Look who, no, hey man, that's your opinion. You know what I'm saying? But who gave us Christianity? Who gave us Jesus?
Who gave us white Jesus?
Who gave us Jesus, period?
Who wrote that?
I don't give a fuck if Jesus ain't have a color. Who gave it to us? You know? So then that make me think like, if we was from where they, you know, where we came from, where they took us from, they don't worship Jesus. And when you even think about the word worship, that means that's a word of war. Like, you going to war for somebody. These motherfuckers is going to war for Jesus. Worship. Real talk, look that shit up. But spirituality, the only reason why I like spirituality, because you more so going to depth of who you are. You know what I'm saying? So when I was going through what my trials and tribulations, that's what I call it. Like, it wasn't Jesus that I felt like who saved me. I saved myself.
Come on with the talk.
Because now for real, because because when you get to religion, they'll say faith without what is dead.
Works.
Yeah.
All right, so you telling me I gotta work either way. So if I work even with it, I'm putting the work in.
Go ahead, brother.
Nah,
Talk to him, brother. I know how I get down.
but you put the work in. And I can go into a lot of scriptures that talk about, like even with Moses, you know what I'm saying, as far as when Moses, when he was calling, when God was calling Moses, right? And then Moses said what? Here I am. When we think about the two words I am is God. Even God described himself as I am. Never, it wasn't no. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You gotta focus. You gotta focus on I am. I am is God. You know what I'm saying? It's already in you. So the reason why I don't like I ain't gonna say the reason why I disagree with Christianity is because we seek a God outside of ourselves.
Come on, bro.
Somebody in the sky, somebody that's supposed to come, a savior. So this leaves you defenseless as a Christian, you know. And this is my last point of Christianity, as far as I feel like as a kid, the only reason why first off, because my family did it, but second of all was, if I don't believe in Jesus, where you going?
Hell.
It's a fear tactic, bro.
Yeah, and it's pushed upon you at a young age.
It's pushed upon you. I had a girl tell me that, because y'all remember I was in church heavy.
For sure.
Shit, about 4 years.
Hey, bring y'all church clothes. I'm not coming.
My grandma said since y'all spent the night, y'all
Real
gotta
talk.
go to church.
We ain't never spend the night over my house on Saturday because you gotta go to church in the morning.
If it ain't Friday, we ain't
Fridays are great.
But it's like damn, I forgot I was gonna say. But with that though, you know, as far as that whole thing, like I don't really know, bro. Like seeking somebody outside of myself, like when I was in the dark, bro, like when I was dealing with shit, ain't no God speak to me, ain't no Jesus. It was the voice in my head was speaking to me. That's God, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? That's the intuition. That's God, bro. But we all have it in us, and it's one God because we all have a conscience. But it's one conscience. You know, you get deep into that shit, but Christianity is something that can be sold, bro. The reverend for the revenue. Y'all heard bro say that. What's his name? Kendrick Lamar. Reverend for the revenue. I hear it was my old pastor. They just got a church built. They just got a church bought for them. Somebody bought them a church. They ain't gotta pay no mortgage, no nothing. You still think they gonna take tithes?
Hell yeah, they is.
Absolutely.
What you
The
mean?
church gotta get fixed, right?
Church gotta keep the lights on.
Yeah.
That's what
But
they
it's
like
paid.
to
You know,
say.
but it's paid for. Utilities,
bread.
everything paid for. Y'all still taking 10%?
Mhm.
Hey,
Come on, bro.
but even now,
shit.
I want to jump in. Even on that point, like I'm still on the whole like spiritual journey. You know, trying to figure out which way to go. But it was just a lot of questions that came up when we started talking about the Bible. I'm like, bro, a lot of stuff in the Bible don't make sense. And I was actually thinking about topics for today, like earlier today. So I was like, I read, it was a question talking about monogamy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, bro, what did the perception of having one wife, where did that come from?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because how many kings in the Bible had multiple wives? So I'm like, where did that come from? And then I started to think,
All
What
them
did they-
niggas had concubines, bro.
where did the perception
They
of
all had
marriage come
They
from?
all had
Like,
hoes.
what constitutes a marriage? You know what I'm saying? Because you get into the whole no sex before marriage. Where did that come from? Like, where did the perception of marriage come from?
Because they weren't married.
You know what I'm saying? Because
Jesus,
I mean,
never
even
married.
if
Right.
Jesus wasn't married, you know what I'm saying? But
I don't even know if he got some ass.
It's a bunch of bullshit, ain't it?
Jesus ain't
It's a
getting
bunch
no
of
ass,
bullshit.
bro.
Yikes.
33 years. You know what I'm saying?
33.
And I really questioned that. You know what I'm saying? And then I went to Catholic high school. So, you know anything about Catholics, you know anything you do is wrong.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
like,
a fact.
I hated Catholic school, and that, I used to get in trouble in religion classes. It's like, bro,
Let me ask,
it's not making
cause
sense.
that you brought up Catholic. So who did Catholics get? I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but did y'all really talk about Jesus as Catholics?
Jesus was like up here.
Uh-huh.
Jesus was up on the pedestal. Then you got a whole bunch of saints. You got
Right.
saint
Had to pray
nations.
to before
So-
class started.
So, but that's what I'm saying. So you got certain religions who respect Jesus more than anybody else. Then you got certain religions who respect Virgin Mary more than Jesus.
Right.
So it's just a lot of I be like,
It's a lot of separation there.
yeah, I be like, hold on, they
Right.
respect this person, but y'all know, nah, we Virgin Mary over here. Even if you drive by, a lot of you see the damn, what you call it, start with an M, the manger. They got the Virgin Mary in that motherfucker, bro. I don't see they got baby Jesus.
Yeah.
It's more so baby Jesus rather than adult Jesus.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it'd be a look,
But
weird though.
Overall, I think the Bible, like, that was like some European shit when they got twisted and turned to something else. Because if you read the Bible is a spiritual book.
It's very
But
spiritual,
it
bro.
got changed so much to where it's like, if you Baptist, you gotta do this. If you Protestant, you gotta do that. If you evangelist, you gotta do this. And if you Catholic, you do this. And I just, like, as I got older, and I was like, you said, motherfucker, everybody go through a time where they trying to find themselves. You know what I'm saying? I was just like
They trying to find what?
you trying to find yourself. So it was a point in time where everybody, you need to pray,
Know
you need to
thyself,
do this,
man.
you need to do this. And I'm like, bro, you steady telling me to do this. Why you do it? As a
Mhm.
Christian, why do you pray? Why you
Mhm.
believe in God? What he do for you?
Can't give you a real answer.
Motherfucker. I mean, well,
They can
because
just tell you going to hell.
Going to hell for everything you do.
You going to
Read the
hell.
Bible.
but as people, we curious. You know what I'm saying? But if
As you
talk,
should,
If
yeah.
you talk to somebody who heavy into Christianity, you start asking questions. You questioning God. You wrong. I'm like, that don't make sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, how am I gonna learn something if I don't ask questions? I'm just supposed to believe what you tell me.
Yeah.
I'm like, nah, that don't even make sense. Columbus didn't even find America for real. But I'm just
Amerigo
supposed
did.
to believe it. Amerigo Vespucci, shout out to him. You know what I'm saying? But like, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, bro,
Nah, for real.
like, it don't make sense. Like, why can't I ask questions? Why can't I question
They don't
God?
want you to question it, man.
It's-
That raised too many suspicions. Go on.
Definitely. It's funny you
This
mentioned
my
that
shit,
about
right?
the Bible because it's me and my cousin are reading this book. And,
What's the name of the book?
It's called The Bible in 52 Weeks for Women.
Mm.
And so,
Well, it's just for women. That's sexist. But we'll
Okay.
talk about that later.
right, that's something else. No, but when she's spiritual, you know, like myself, we vibe on the same frequency. And so when she sent me the book, initially I'm like, you know, I'm not finna read this shit. Like, I don't know what you got going on, but
Why they talking?
we,
That's Mari.
I grew up, both my grandparents are
Yeah, my man,
pastors.
Amari.
You know what I'm saying? So I grew up in a Christian household. But at the same time, as we started reading the book and writing notes and going through the different chapters, you read one chapter of the Bible a week. And so we started off with the book of Genesis. And right away, I had so many questions. Like what you said, you know, the Bible contradicts itself a lot. And I was taught that the Bible is a tool. It's a spiritual tool. And until I started to seek out, you know, my spirituality for myself, that's how I viewed the Bible. But as I get more into this book and read more of the Bible, and now I know what I know, it's like, how can we follow this doctrine when it's steady contradicting itself? My grandmother is a pastor, and I brought these questions to her, and I'm like, so one of the first things we talked about was, you know, I actually got one of the notes on my phone.
Yeah,
from,
tap into it. Tap
yeah,
into it.
when we read it. So I'll tell
Tap into
y'all.
that. In the book
One
of
second.
James,
Okay,
chapter
so,
1, verse
Genesis
12.
is an interesting book too.
No, Genesis is a very
It's an
interesting
interesting
book.
book.
Genesis is very interesting.
All right.
No cap.
So one of my questions was, I said, you know, hold on.
Make sure y'all reading books too, man.
That's a fact.
My
I got a
cousin
few books
said-
for y'all.
Okay. She said, you know, God made mankind, male and female, in his image. in chapter 1 to rule the earth, but then made Adam and Eve in chapter 2. So who were the other people? You know, God states, let us make man in our image. Who could he have been speaking to if Jesus wasn't born yet? I said it doesn't make sense how Adam and Eve started mankind and then had Cain and Abel. Yet Cain and Abel already had children and wives. Where did those women come from? Who was the mankind that was already mentioned in chapter 1?
Right.
So when I brought it to my grandma,
wow.
she like, my grandma will be 70 next year, you know, so she heavily into church. Always told me, you know, tarot and spiritual stuff, that's demonic. It's not demonic. You know what I'm saying? It's like you said earlier about your grandmother. It's a state of ignorance. And then when you've been taught something for so long, the human mind is so programmed to where if we receive information that's outside of what we believe, we don't accept it.
We get uncomfortable too.
You can't, your mind at first won't even accept that that's a reality.
I got a girlfriend. I would, but I got a girlfriend.
Like, it's... we okay.
Hey, Dre, put the cup down.
Nah.
But no, but...
What you talking about?
I thought I was the only one confused over here.
Nah, she was talking and I was like,
before I get off this, one thing I want to say,
I got a girlfriend.
So chapter 6, verse 4. And
chapter
this is
6,
something...
Genesis chapter 6, verse 4.
Genesis chapter 6, verse 4. This is something that I had to go research, you know, all type of shit. And I'm the type of person, once I get into something, I go down the rabbit hole and I don't stop.
Bro, I was like that with the Illuminati.
You hear me?
4 in the morning, still
You
watching
hear
videos.
me?
So it say like, and my pronunciation may not be right, but the Nephilim were on earth both in the days and afterwards. When the sons of God came to the daughters of mankind who bore children to them, they were powerful men of the old and famous. So basically these were giants that were 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 feet tall that already ran the earth. When I looked it up, this term Nephilism, Nephilim, it means mysterious beings, also can be described as giants, old gods, that made me think about Greeks, before modern society, powerful elemental entities reincarnated into human beings. And I thought, you know, are these the people that God was talking to before Adam and Eve? Who he was speaking to somebody.
Damn.
So who is he talking to? According to Islamic legend, they're called the Id, the AD, were not wiped out by the flood. The Bible tells us that these giants were wiped out by the flood. Go read it for yourself. I always say do your own research. They, in Islamic culture, it tells us they were not wiped out by the flood. Some of them had been too tall to drown. Instead, God destroyed them. After they rejected further warning, after death, they were banished to the lower layers of hell. If God wiped out all mankind except Noah and his family, how did the earth become repopulated?
What's that?
Facts.
Ooh.
Come on, mama. Hey, no, Nah, cause I seen, now this was a funny post, because then we go into the story of Noah and the ark. And then I remember Doug, shout out Doug, bro. Y'all know Doug over there. Shout out Doug. That man stay going to Facebook
he be
prison.
On Facebook talking some shit though.
Yeah, but
people don't be agreeing with it because they program.
And that's why he go to Facebook jail all the time.
Adam as a friend.
But he said he posted a picture of the lion saying it was a lousy cruise, but the buffet was good. You know what I'm saying? Because talking about the North, it's like that, damn. But it's like even when I was working at the school, you know, no not to the organization I was working for, but it was a Christian organization. You know what I'm saying? And when I was going through my spiritual journey, that's when I was going through my journey, which was bad, bro. Because it was like I'm around all these Christians. It was bad.
It'd get rough, yeah.
It was rough, bro. But he was teaching these kids this stuff. And one of the kids be asking like, they be like, that don't make sense. But we forcing on them. Yeah. And they ain't got no choice but to
just gotta be quiet and listen.
You gotta be what you been told all your life as a kid. Be quiet and listen.
Yeah.
So the kids be knowing that this shit don't make sense. But we forced that. And that's how I feel like I was as a kid. Like that shit was forced on me, bro. You know what I'm saying? They program my mind to believe in some shit that I don't really. I said as a kid, I kid you not, as a kid, all the way into adulthood, I sat in church and always thought in my head, this shit don't make sense.
It never made sense.
But everybody doing it, I don't want to seem like the outlier.
Yeah, I didn't want to go to hell.
I don't want to be the black sheep, but this don't make sense, bro. You know what I'm saying?
I always looked at it like, as a kid, the first thing that came to my head is, how y'all gonna tell me X-Men ain't real, but then tell me that God is real? Like, that don't make sense to me, and I never understood it. And as I got older and older, like I ain't want to disappoint my grandmother, and I ain't want to disappoint certain people, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna just shut up and act like I believe. But like at a certain age, I think like right after college when I was going through my darkest times, I'm like, man, this ain't right, man. It's a lot of questions here that ain't getting answers, and every time you ask a Christian or somebody that's heavy into the Bible or heavy into Christianity, they always say the same thing.
That's
read
a fact.
the Bible, or you gotta have faith the size of a mustard seed or some shit like that. And I'll just be like, you know what? I'm not getting an answer at all.
Oh.
Faith is important though.
Nah, for real. Okay, look, let me tell you. This is a story that I really live by. It's the story of the woman in the Bible that had the issue with blood. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if y'all know that. It's the story where the lady was crawling through the crowd just to touch the hem of Jesus' cloak.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
So what the pastor really don't go into depth with is that when the lady was crawling through the crowd, she had in her mind already that if I touch the cloak, I'm gonna be healed.
Right.
In her mind, period. So that lets you know it started well.
Pill.
So the pastor don't go into it, but before she even touched the cloak, she was healed already. So you mean to tell me that if I place it into my mind that I'm healed, I don't need to do no physical action. You know what I'm saying? I'm already healed.
Look though, if you know anybody with cancer, right?
Mm-hmm.
What do they tell you? You got to keep a positive mindset throughout the whole process, because if you think you sick, your condition gonna be worse.
Your condition gonna be worse, bro.
And that's real life. You know, I'm gonna jump in real quick, but
Money making these.
after college, you know, after my senior semester, I had an internship. A paid internship lined up. I had my own crib, my car, and I was working. So I was like, good. I'm not coming home. I'm straight. My grandfather got sick with cancer, with liver cancer. My grandmother is a nurse, and so I was living with them prior to me going away to school. And my grandma called me like, you know, your granddad condition getting worse. Can you come home and help me take care of him? And initially, I'm like, no, you know, I'm down here doing my thing, whatever. But long story short, I ended up coming home, helping take care of him. And like I said, both my grandparents, y'all some alcoholics. Both my grandparents passed. I'm good. Both my grandparents was pastors.
Both of your grandparents?
Yes, both of them pastors. And so I would say my granddad was more religious than my grandmother. And so seeing him, helping take care of him, my granddad was always like this. He was a manly man, but he was mean. And even as a kid, you know, I thought he was mean, and it wasn't until I came to live with him that our relationship kind of developed, and I understood why he was the way that he was. But I said all that to say this. Even throughout his diagnosis and him knowing, you know, the power of the mind, and we was changing his diet, cooking food every day, making sure he was exercising and doing everything, he still had a mindset to where he was angry and he was upset. And so I asked my grandmother maybe like a year ago, do you think that his mindset is what caused him to die sooner? Because after he passed away, I worked for a cancer organization, had a connection because I lost my grandfather to cancer. And so we having all these different programs that are helping people, and I'm seeing people come in and they positive every day, and they going to programs, and they, you know, they not letting their disease dictate their life. But my grandfather was angry, and it took control of him. And so the mind is powerful, and we always say that, but I don't think people really understand how powerful the mind is.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You can heal yourself.
Wow.
You can heal yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, that's a fact.
Based off your thoughts, based off the way that you treat your body. And
That's
a lot
a
of
fact.
people don't tap into that, and they don't even know that. They
That's
think,
a
you
fact.
know, it's all talk, but until you really see it happen, then you know. Until you apply it for yourself, then you know.
Yeah, that's a fact.
To jump into what she's saying, right? So we coming to the end of a global pandemic, right?
Mhm.
The world's starting to open. A lot of the same people that I seen like preaching like have faith, do all this, do all that, and read the Bible. These the same people that were scared out of their minds with this COVID stuff. And I had COVID. You know what I'm saying? And my mama and my sister, we all had COVID at the same time. So my mama was like, everything done on that phone.
Yeah.
Hey.
This mine ain't right.
But but no, we all had COVID at the same time, right?
Right.
So my mama was like bedridden. She was like, my body hurt, this, that, and the third. Now I'm in pain. My body was sore. Y'all know me. I'm a gym rat. I'm always in the gym. So I'm like, damn. I can't go to the gym. That was the first thing when my test results came back. I'm like, damn, I can't go to the gym. This is bullshit.
Right.
That's first he said to me.
So I'm at the crib. My mama like, you ain't tired? Nah, I'm cool. I can't smell. I can't taste. I got back pain. I'm cool. I'm good. I'm like, cause I know up here, as long as I tell myself I'm cool, I'm like, I'm gonna be cool. I'm like, but the moment I start panicking and like, man, I can't do this, I can't do that. You know what I'm saying? That's how my body gonna start to feel. You know what I'm saying? So that was just like it's just crazy. Like now that we talking about like like everything starting with the mental. You know what I'm saying? Like people don't really understand. Like it really started upstairs. And I tell all my clients that I be training. Like, bro, like if you're not locked in mentally, we not gonna get nowhere. You know what I'm saying? If you can't lock in with me mentally and like fully dedicate yourself to what you're trying to do, bro, it's not gonna work.
Nah, that's a fact, bro.
You know what I'm saying? So like, in terms of the Bible and religion versus spirituality, you kind of got to unlock what you learned as a kid. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you grew up in that type of, you grew up in the church, or you went to a Christian school or religious school in general. You got to kind of unlearn those things that you learned in school, and you kind of got to you got to question everything, bro. Because once you start questioning stuff, you start to get the answers you was looking for. And I know me and Dion had a conversation before. You know what I'm saying? I was at his crib, and we was just sitting there talking, and I was pissed off. I was like, cause there's a lot of shit in life going wrong at the time. I'm like, bro, this shit ain't making sense. And I'm like, bro, everybody always talking about this high faith shit, bro. Pray. I'm like, bro, this ain't making sense, bro. Like, I pray, you know what I'm saying? I go to church, I help all the homeless people, and I'm gonna tap into that too, cause they be talking about getting tithes. I don't get tithes. I don't know where my money going. I give it to the homeless people, and you do what you want to do with it. But I was talking to him. I'm like, bro, I be praying all the time. I'm like, shit, I feel like I walk the right path. I'm like, I ain't doing no fucked up shit to nobody. I'm like, Joe, why my life like this? Like, this shit not making sense.
It's not why. I feel like this. I want to get into her comment though.
Who?
About Jessica, about faith without works is dead, because I agree with that, and I'm gonna tell y'all why. Since I became spiritual, enlightened, or what have you, one thing that I learned, you know what I'm saying, is that what happened to me for me to go through and to help somebody else. Every time I get into a situation, not only do, you know what I'm saying, I know I'm gonna come out on the other side of that situation. And just to be fully transparent, I'm gonna put y'all, up on game right now.
You ain't gotta tell your business.
No, I ain't gonna tell them my business. I mean,
I'm
not
gonna be
like
transparent.
that. But, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna give y'all a a little
Class A
snippet though.
dickhead.
So I say that.
What they say?
Read the Bible completely before after you came to the conclusion that the Bible contradicts itself. I've read the Bible before, but getting into this book,
I read enough of it.
right, it contradicts itself even more
100%.
reading this book that I'm reading. But no, I would say that, I was watching this this motivational speaker, and he was saying, like, I went through hell and experienced all these different situations. So when somebody else is going through what they're going through, I know how to pull them out because I went through that situation. I've been through hell before. So I know what hell looks like. I know, you know what I'm saying, how to pull somebody up out of that. So faith without the works is dead. You can't. I quit my job 3 months ago.
Wow.
And I knew I'm not a person that could sit idle, that can just be around the house moping, you know what I'm saying? I quit my job because they went against my values. They questioned who I was and what I stood for. And one thing about me, my favorite quote is stand for something or fall for anything. And I'm not going to let anybody for any amount of money question who I am because I know who I am. So when I quit my job, and why I say faith without works is dead is a good quote, because I was applying to different jobs. I was putting myself out there. I was, updating my resume. I was in a fucked up position. So the works is, you know what I'm saying, as long as you going out there and applying yourself. Like you knew yourself, you know what I'm saying? You know that you're not going to be in that situation for too long, but too often we don't have the tools to pull ourselves through the storm that we're going through. And with that, you fall into the trap of depression.
That's a fact.
And so when you spiral down into that tunnel of depression, if you already don't got the tools to motivate yourself not to get there, once you get there, you might be stuck and trapped.
Exactly. Right. That's a fact. Now look, this is what I say though. Because I've been a Christian.
And I got a job, y'all. Just put that out there, you know what I mean?
Nah, but look.
Right, a better job.
To let me just say what I feel about religions plural, is that when I started to feel the way I felt about Christianity, I began to research other religions, Buddhists, Muslims, whoever, you know what I'm saying? And in the midst of, because it was nice, I cried out to Jesus, please show me something. You know what I'm saying? Talk how you talk to Moses. Talk how you talk. No cap, bro. No cap. Because they tell you. But look. Am I lying? They tell you God separated himself from us, so he don't talk to us like he did with Moses now. And I be like, damn. You know what I'm saying? But they tell you that. So I began to research other religions, right? So I came across in the midst of I really mess with the Buddhists. I ain't gonna lie to you. I like what the Buddhists do because it's all about the mind. That's the only reason why. I'm not a Buddhist. I just like what they teach. You know what I'm saying? Right. I agree with what they teach it because it's peaceful. Ain't no you going to hell type shit. Ain't none of that, bro. But I'm gonna tell you this thing I came across, and I don't know if it was an article or whatever, but they say imagine the four of us. Follow me, okay? Because this is going to sound funny when I say it, but follow me, okay? So imagine the four of us is touching, you have an elephant, right?
My favorite animal. My spirit animal.
Imagine the four of us is touching a part of the elephant. Dion touching the trunk, you touching the leg, tail, and I'm touching the ear. I don't give a fuck what it is. Whatever it is, right? No, but look, follow me though, because I don't want the people. No, follow me though, because I don't want the people to think this is a joke. So we all touching parts of this elephant, right? I describe to you what I'm feeling. You describe to me what you're feeling, and so forth. But at the end of the day, what are we describing? The fucking elephant. So you have these Christians, you have these Buddhists, you have these Muslims, you have whatever, so on. At the end of the day, they all describing one thing. You know what I'm saying? They all talking about the same shit. And different words. Wordplay, bro.
Yes.
Wordplay. It's all wordplay, but everybody talking. So I hear what she's saying when she say faith without works is dead. I'm not saying because you believe in Jesus, you lost and you. It don't matter what you believe in. The faith is what's important. That lady with the issue of the blood who was walking through the crowd, it wasn't that she believed in Jesus, it was her faith that healed her. So if you can understand that God is within you and with your faith, it's all about the faith. You know, I don't give a fuck what you believe in. It's the faith. So that's what's important. So I don't really tell Christians, oh, y'all motherfuckers, y'all believe. I don't do that because I know what they believe in. As long as they got faith, they cool. Yep. They'll be okay. That's the only thing. You know what I'm saying?
I think the biggest, and to touch on to exactly what you just said, like, because you're not Christian, but you're spiritual. I think the biggest disconnect is when you start to kind of downplay what the next person believes.
Exactly. Yeah. I don't do that. I don't do that.
A lot of people belittle the next person because they don't believe the same
and Christians
thing.
do it the most.
They the biggest nobody say.
Hey,
Christians
but
are
people
the
be
biggest
telling me that
hypocrites.
you need to come to church for what? I'm sitting in a room full of fucking
You
hypocrites.
can have church with yourself.
Like, watch that shit on TV.
You know what I'm saying? But no, facts. You know what I'm saying? And get the same type of vibe. You know what I'm saying? Because I done been in churches. Everybody catch the Holy Ghost. And it's like it's a trickle down effect. One person catch it, the next person.
Just like a yawn.
And you'll be like, yo.
If you yawn, I guarantee you, the three of us, one of us gonna yawn with your ass.
I'm gonna be real, right? So I went to church. I went to church about 2 months ago. 3 months ago. So I go to church. The lady, she come in late. I ain't heard nothing the pastor was saying. As soon as she walked in, she sit directly behind me. I'm sitting there, I'm listening. Glory! I turn around like, I'm like, what? I'm like, how you, like, come on, bro. Like, you ain't even heard what the man said. You done came 45 minutes late. You don't even know what's going on. How you feel, what you feel as soon as you walk in. Now, I'm not questioning her faith. And I'm just saying, I felt like the shit was scripted for real. I'm like, come on, bro. Like, nah, bro. Like,
yeah.
You don't, nah. It ain't like that.
It's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? Then another situation, the pastor talking, he like, yeah, and he looked up and he was dead. And now you hear, amen. Oh, I'm like, what? I'm like, bro, are you listening for real? Like, or are you just saying something because that's like the cool thing to do in church, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I just feel like I be in church and I be like, every time I go to church, I feel like the message be directly for me. Like I get something from it every time. Because I don't really go to church often, but when I do go, I be feeling like it was meant for me to be there that day to like hear what, you know, because it be specific shit I be going through and it be like, oh, damn, I needed to hear that. You know what I'm saying? But like along my journey, I'm just like, I was going to church, I'm like, bro, a lot of this ain't making sense. Like, why 13 people catch the Holy Ghost at the same time?
Nah, but
everybody feeling it like that.
But I'm gonna tap into like when you say you went to church on a specific day and felt like it was for you. So, me as a kid, I used to always think about, well, what about the kids that don't know Jesus? That was a big thing for me. What about them little niggas? That's how I felt. You know what I'm saying? But what I've learned is the universe is gonna connect with you with whatever position you in, the universe is gonna find a way. That's when I don't care. It's the universe, bro. And whatever power, it's a being, supreme, whatever the fuck. But there's this power, there's this energy that's gonna connect with you. So if it is a Christian Baptist church, it's gonna connect with you. If it is Buddhist, Jewish, it's gonna connect with you. Even if you're not in the church, it's gonna connect with you.
Crazy
bro.
thing is though, the church that I went to is not even. They don't have no religious denomination.
But that's what I'm saying.
It's like a spiritual church, and he said it in church one day. I was like,
wipe the camera, right over the camera screen.
You sure?
Yeah.
So to kind of go off what you
Just
said
run the
about like, you know, every
Like
time you
what?
went to church, you felt like it was for you. I'll tell y'all this. When I was in 6th grade, I moved out of the. Why are you doing it?
You zooming in.
All right.
You zooming in.
See?
Hey, that's new though. I ain't learned. I ain't know how to do that. Hey, but nah,
bro, it's okay, bro.
Nah, I got a text saying that the camera quality is horrible.
Hey, hold on.
No, look at it. Look at it. Deja, look at my phone.
Oh no, it is fuzzy. You standing right in front of it. It's fuzzy. We apologize for that.
No, we don't. That's like
we don't listen to him, but we definitely apologize.
That look a little better. Hopefully that's better. Hopefully that's better. It looked horrible at first.
Yeah, I don't look as black no more.
Ooh, the first time you looked at black. Life is hard.
I'm sorry. I can't relate to what you go through.
Fuck you.
Yeah, you were saying.
Oh, what was I saying? Okay, yeah. So I moved out of the city in 6th grade, and I'll never forget. Like, my grandma would tell me stories like, yeah, when you was a kid, you know, people used to pray over you, and you can't let everybody pray on you or lay hands on you. That's for sure. Just like you can't shake everybody's hand and transfer that energy. But me and my mom and my sisters was at Popeyes. And we at Popeyes, we go in, we get our food or whatever. And we go to the car, and the manager came out. And I'm thinking, like, we forgot something. And he like, yeah, you know, I want to talk to you about your daughter, talking about me. And he tell my mom, like, you know, your daughter got a calling on her life. She's special. And at the time, I'm like, this nigga on drugs. I don't know what he talking about. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what kind of calling he talk about. And to go off what you said, every time I was in church, I felt like I haven't been to church in years. Like, even before the pandemic happened, I just kind of stopped going because
I wasn't on Easter though. I was like on real nigga time.
oh, you was being a real nigga, real niggerish. But you know, fast forward to now, I consider myself a light worker, and I understand now why every time I went to church, the message was for me. And I understand what the man meant by it's a calling on my life, because by me considering myself a light worker, which is part of the reason why I started the page that I started, it's to spread the information. It's to educate people. It's to expand their mind and give them this.
Cut you off. You said you started the page. You go ahead.
Oh, my page, Life with Mesh, Life with MESH. On Facebook, but now I get, you know what I'm saying, what that calling was, and my calling is to help other people, which is why I've been in the profession of healthcare, and my degree is in social work, and you know I'm working to get my doctorate in nursing right now, and so it's just like what you said is real. Whatever you was feeling at the time when you went to church and you felt like it was for you. It was for you. It was meant for you to hear that message. How you apply it in your life is pretty much up to you. But back to what you said, I feel like certain people that go through
I got a girlfriend, bro.
certain people that go through certain things.
Don't even worry about it.
Especially when you experience traumatic things. Y'all made me lose my train of thought.
Especially when you experience traumatic things. Yeah, I'm listening.
Dang, what was I going with this?
Same thing.
Oh, okay, the universe, right. So when you experience traumatic things, I feel like it's going to come a point in your time where you either recognize that old tricks don't open new doors, and you get pushed into, you know, either I'm finna elevate and change my ways, or I'm going to stay the same. And if you're a person who's here on this earth, and we all got a purpose. I don't care if your purpose is painting sidewalks. We all got a purpose. And if you don't find that purpose is going to find you. And you might go through trial after trial after trial until you find that purpose. The universe is going to push you into the person you need to be. But it's up to us. I'm not going to say you. It's up to us to figure out, you know what I'm saying, how to perfect our craft and how to get deeper into what our calling is.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
and I'm going to just say, like, because I know what my calling is, because my purpose was in my pain. You know what I'm saying? I found my purpose through pain, and that pain was depression, anxiety, and the certain things I did while experiencing that pain. You know what I'm saying? But the reason why I don't really mess with religion, because I know I brought myself out of that. You know what I'm saying? And that made me, you know, I was writing a song, like, this is like one of the first, but I had said, like, heaven and hell is a place. It's not a place, it's a mindset. So let me erase the past stress that, you know, that help that my mindset. Some shit like I said.
Let me pause you right there. And for the people that don't know, this actually in the book of Revelations. That heaven or hell is a mindset, because they talk about.
Damn, I didn't know that shit.
I promise you, Kyle, how not being able to be connected with Jesus, like you feel a burning sensation inside. That's hell. That's
so.
In the book of Revelation.
So in college,
what was that song though? My bad.
I ain't put it out yet. That was just something I was writing. Heaven and hell is it's not a place, it's a mindset. So let me erase the past stress that my mindset. That was the first line. You know what I'm saying? Because this hell was something I created.
Yeah.
Regardless of what I mean, I know stuff happened to people, but your reaction is what is the most important thing to things. It's how you react to things. You know what I'm saying? So I reacted to certain situations that created this hell for me when I was in college. You know? So this hell was dark. You know what I'm saying? But I began to. That's when I began to dive deep into, like, damn, Jesus, damn, come, God, somebody come save me.
Come talk to me.
Something on the burning sandals on my mama.
Burning sandals.
On my burning sandals on my mama. But that's when I began to, like, really dive deep. Like, in my pops. Y'all know my pops did 10 years. So, you know, any nigga that go to jail over 5 years, they'll believe in Jesus. No way. You know what I'm saying?
As soon as you go to jail, you become...
You know what I'm saying? But my pops I kid you not, my pops always told me when I was a teenager to know thyself. And I used to be like, bro, what the hell is this? You know what I'm saying? But as I got older, I think I was like 22, I was like, damn. My nigga was really trying to... It made sense. I had to know thyself, but and like we always talk about, hey, new beliefs, that's what I created. I ain't create that shit just off the strength. That was some shit I went through. You know what I'm saying? That shit got meaning to it. You know what I'm saying? That's why I really cherish that shit I made. New beliefs is some shit with some pain that I went through, and I developed new beliefs.
Pull yourself out that smoke.
And boom, you know what I'm saying? That shit can't. I bet. I tell you this. So, I was y'all know I love telling stories, but I was on a date with this girl like 2 years ago, right? And we had went out for ice cream, right? So we eating ice cream up north or whatever. And we eating ice cream at the table, and I had looked across the street, and there was this boutique across the street. And the boutique sign said free people. And I was like, damn, that's kind of weird. Why would somebody call a boutique free people, right? I took something, said take a picture of it. So I was like, I was taking a picture of the girl, like, what you doing? I don't know. I'm just taking a picture of this boutique. It said free people. We left 15 minutes later, right? I'm driving. We stop at the stop with the red light. It was this billboard. It said, it might as well be you. I got the pictures in my phone, bro. It said, it might as well be you. This is the God talking to you, bro.
That's what it is. It's
you know
the
what I'm
signs
saying?
and the wonders
It's the
that
signs,
you see.
synchronicities, bro. So, and my pops taught me about synchronicities. To me, it was all everything. It's a coincidence.
Ain't no coincidence.
Ain't no such thing as coincidence.
Ain't no
Everything is.
coincidence. Okay?
So the fact that you went to church on that one day and felt like that word with you was for you, that was a synchronicity. You were supposed to hear that.
Now look though, you had said something about you know your purpose. Before I started doing like this whole like soul searching and trying to find myself on a spiritual level, I used to be scared to find my purpose, right?
It's scary.
Because why? Because they'd be like, when somebody died, they'd be like, oh, he served his purpose. Hey, I don't want to know my purpose then. You know what I'm saying? I'm scared to die young.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, hell no.
Right.
I don't know my purpose.
I don't know my purpose.
You know what I'm saying? But now, like she was saying earlier, she feel like she got a healing spirit. And I feel like that's why a lot of people come to me with a lot of shit. like for advice, whatever the case may be. When people bring shit to me, I be like, bro,
That's a calling, bro.
I be like, I don't know why people come to me, but motherfuckers like, nah, bro, it's because you've been through a lot of shit and you know. Like certain,
they
like
feel
you
it,
said
bro.
earlier, like certain situations. I wasn't saying why was my life like this, because like, you know what I'm saying, just why. I'm like, man, Joe, I've been walking the straight and narrow. I've been doing what I'm supposed to do. Like, why am I going through this? Like, bro,
because you want that straight and narrow.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? They trying to take you off course.
On
the
real.
easiest don't want you to.
But now, but now I understand that, you know what I'm saying? So now, like, when certain shit just happen, bro, I swear to God, I just laugh. I be like,
that's crazy.
I be like, yeah, here we go again.
Like, even like last weekend, right? And they clown me like, why you still got the bag? That was funny, though. I don't know why I kept the bag. You know? But last weekend, what I do, I said, yo, I'm finna go to McDonald's, bro. I'm hungry, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I went to McDonald's. And I ordered my food, got my food. Stop, bro. You making me laugh, bro. You making me laugh. So I got my food, right? And then there was this lady at the end of the line after I got my food. And she was explaining, she was like, can you please just help me out with some food? Or, you know, I ain't ate, blah, blah, blah. She said, I just lost my house. All this other stuff. I don't know if it was real, but I felt something. So I took my food out the bag and gave her my meal. You know what I'm saying? But it was meant for somebody like me to go. You know what I'm saying? Like, because if somebody that was selfish, not you know what I'm saying, that they was probably hungry, you know, like, nah, I can't even help you. I ain't even shit. I ain't even.
Selfish, but we're gonna say you was in a position to get her the food.
Or yeah, we'll say we're in the position, or I can't do it. Period. You know.
You felt compelled.
Right.
A lot of people don't feel compelled to do stuff like that.
Right.
You know, but I just felt this desire, this like, damn, like, let me get this to her, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was all planned. You know what I'm saying? That was planned. That wasn't no coincidence. That was a synchronicity for that lady to meet me. I don't know how many people done passed up and said, nah, I can't even help her. And why they eating the fries? You know what I'm saying? So a lot of shit be happening for a reason. Even the shit that hurt you. Because that shit, like the shit I went through hurt me, bro.
No, facts.
You know what I'm saying? That shit hurt me. It isolated me for a long ass time. But at the end of the day, I came out strong. You know what I'm saying? But I know if I don't push, that's why I be like with New Beliefs. If I don't push that, bro, it'll be a disgrace, bro, to my soul. Not to y'all, but to my soul. Like, nigga, I done showed you what to do. I done gave you what you need to push out. Why you not doing that shit? You know what I'm saying? So it'll be a disgrace,
I
man.
mean, and it's the same thing for me. Like, we talked about a couple episodes ago with my brand as far as personal training, bro. Like, a lot of people get into personal training because it's lucrative. Like, you can make hella money off of it, for real, for real. But, like, bro, I don't just take anybody. Like I said earlier, if you're not mentally locked... Right. Shout out to bro, man. He got my shirt on. You probably can't see it right now.
Wait, time.
That's
Bro.
That's an old shirt. That's the same one he been at.
Yeah, the same one I've been.
He gonna keep showing me. Look up. Yeah, petty as hell.
Nah,
Hey, we got the
bro, but like
we got the deal times on that phone though. At least we got it on the phone. See.
Right. You need a sticker. We got that. You situated.
We gonna get you situated.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't do it for the money, man. I do it because I'm really passionate about the results. I feel like that was like part of my calling to like help people, like as far as like fitness. Because I was like you though. I really got into fitness on some like trying to like stop childhood obesity because I seen some numbers and I seen like kids was getting obese. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, that's crazy. And I thought about us as kids, like we was always outside, we was always
hot as
sports,
hell,
you know what I'm
running
saying?
and shit. Yeah.
So like that's what really got me into that. But like you said, like it's really like on some what you say synchronicities.
Synchronicity.
Like I feel like that happened because I was originally a psychology major, and I still wanted to do child development psychology, but that was like I'm like hell no, I'm like that ain't for me. So I was like, fitness. I'm like, shit, I always play sports. I like to exercise. So cool, let's do it. But I had a conversation with somebody earlier, and it wasn't even meant to happen. The motherfucker text me and said some off the chain shit like, oh man, like, I thought you could help me. And I felt offended. So I was finna shoot back a text and I was finna go off. But I'm like, I promise you, y'all know how I am. I'm like, what? Who you talking to, bro? But I'm like, I ain't even gonna lie, I called Homicide C.
Homicide C.
Hey,
Hey, what this nigga at, bro?
He on his way. He actually just texted me.
Man, I was hoping he ain't come. Alright, go on.
I called
Clip
him.
that.
He finna pull up like, oh, you motherfucker.
128. But
128.
I called him
Damn,
and I just talked to him. He was like, nah, bro. He was like, you want to, remain professional at all times. And I'm like, you know what, you're right. And I called the dude or whatever, and we just chopped it up, and I actually got myself a potential client, and we just had a conversation, and you know what I'm saying, he was really looking for answers. He ain't really mean no harm by what he was saying, but he was like, man, somebody put me on to you. I thought you could help me. I'm like, you know what, I need to take a step back, you know what I'm saying, and try to understand. Yeah, I'm proud.
Your ego.
Hey,
Don't touch another cup.
Hey, nah.
First of all, I'm still on my same cup.
Hey,
Y'all
she's still on the
alcoholics
same
are on
cup.
cup 2 and 3.
No. This is just what our body just used to Wednesdays. That's all.
This is 2. Secondly, you need to drink some water. But you know what I'm saying? I definitely had to take a step back and take my pride out of it, and I had to holler, bro. And, like, it was actually a really good conversation, and it was just like, and that's like, it be moments like that, or like last week on Friday, actually, I got a call from somebody, and I got a call from my homie Trey. Shout out to bro. He hit me, and he was like, yo. He was like, man, I checked y'all podcast out for the first time. He was like, I ain't been on Facebook in a couple months. He was like, y'all was the first, thing on my feed. He was like, so I checked y'all out. He was like, Joe, it's just dope as hell to see you, with your brand. He's like, the podcast. He's like, all that. He was like, because I remember back in 2018, matter of fact, 2017, because it was right before I graduated college. He was like, I remember us having them conversations about, your vision and where you seeing yourself going. He was like, and to actually see it, in fruition, he was like, bro, that's dope as hell, so shout out to you. And I was just like, I just had to step back, like, damn. Like, it's really been a jerk, because so much shit done happened since 2017. I just had to tell myself, like, I'm really built for this shit, for real.
Nah, for real.
Like, I tell myself that anytime something get tough, and if y'all, need something to, just give yourself some motivation, bro. I'm built for this shit. Every situation I go through, I don't even get mad. I'm built for this shit.
Nah,
That's how I look at it. Like, I look at it like I'm finna body this shit. It's just another one under my belt.
Out of all us, I feel like Dion really never gets mad, bro. He probably feel mad. But you'll never see this shit.
Nah,
that's
a fact. Dion don't never really
Dion
fold under
don't
pressure.
really.
He don't show no emotion.
But it ain't even. I feel like none of us fold.
No, none of us.
We gonna express. I express.
Oh, I'm absolutely gonna.
You know what I'm saying? But Dion don't never. That face right there. Everybody see that?
They can't see this face. They can't see it. Hold on,
there you go.
Maybe they can see
show on the face.
That's the
like
face
that.
he always have. Even since we was kids, bro. Dion ain't never.
Except that one time.
Playing the game? Playing the game?
That one time.
Hey, fuck y'all. See y'all on that bullshit.
It was just that one time we saw it.
That one time.
Funny story about synchronicities and signs and shit. Actually, 2. The first one is about when my grandfather passed. So, this was before I considered myself spiritual or enlightened or anything. And I remember after his funeral, we was leaving the grave site, and something just was like, take a picture. And even when he passed, I kind of had this, like, I told my grandma that same night, like, I got a sense of peace. Like, he was the first funeral that I had went to in years, and even though I was sad that he wasn't here physically, I just felt this, like, supernatural feeling of calmness and peace. Like, I couldn't explain it. And so I took a picture when we left the grave site, and then when we got home, the clouds in the sky was was just so crazy that I had to take a picture. And I still got these pictures in my phone.
Right.
Going back a year later, so he passed in 2019. 2020, I looked at these pictures. The first picture, the time on the picture was 2:22.
Mm-hmm.
The picture of the cloud, you want to look? I'm finna show you right. I kid you not.
You
This is
know.
before
That
I
alignment is real.
knew. This is before I knew about angel numbers and what type of
That
significance they
222,
carry.
Yeah,
all that
text
shit.
message
That
the other night,
222, bro.
That 222.
Some angel numbers, bro. For
That's
real.
crazy.
The clouds, the timestamp on the
I know.
clouds was 5:55.
555.
5:55. And so, you know, once I got even deeper in spiritual, I'm like, man, the reason why I felt that sense of peace, and they say peace that surpasses all understanding, is because now that I know.
Hold on, say that again. You said that fast. Say it again.
You said, I felt it though.
I
You said
Peace
man.
that surpasses all understanding.
it.
It's because I know that
Let that sizzle lay out.
he was still with me in spirit. And I know people say that a lot, but you got to really know the meaning behind it. We are all human beings. We're all spiritual beings, I'm sorry, having a human experience.
I got a girlfriend.
You got to stop saying that because
No,
we on
hey.
camera.
Drake gonna get his ass beat up.
They ain't gonna see this, boy. Don't tag him.
And then
Too late.
my second,
I
the most
she
recent
love
thing that
me.
happened to me. So I have a cousin, a lot of family all over or whatever. A cousin that stay in Texas who was getting married
Right.
on Father's Day weekend. So a weekend ago, almost 2 weekends.
It was last weekend.
Last weekend. So
Yeah,
you see
put
that
the
July
cup down.
2nd, 2/22. You gotta stop coming for me,
No,
too.
yeah, I'm just saying. You
July
gotta put that
2nd,
cup down. You said 2
2/22.
weekends.
What time did it
Father's
say?
Day to Sunday.
5:55.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
So
Wait, what was it?
it was the picture, yeah,
It was
the
the
picture from
clouds?
the funeral, yeah. So the clouds.
I'm
was
finna go look at my shit.
5:55.
God, I feel look at my time.
And then the picture was.
That shit, that angel numbers, bro. It's,
So yeah, my cousin was getting married on my daddy's side. Like all my family from the city was going down to Texas. Everything was booked, and I'm like, cause I had quit my job. This was before I got the job. No, you good? Before I got the job that I got now, and I'm like, man, I'm not going. I'm not tapping into my savings for nobody's wedding. Like I'm not fucking with this. And Keitha, if you see this, baby, I love you, but I'm just that type of person. It wasn't something that was necessary for me to go to attend at that moment. And so I had just made the Facebook page I got now that y'all tagged me in is like brand new, maybe a couple months old. It's not a lot of people on this Facebook, maybe like 300 people. And 2 days before I got the news that I'm about to tell y'all about, my cousin's Facebook popped up on my page. And this was a cousin that I hadn't seen in hella years, since he was like a little kid. His mom is actually the one that was getting married. When his page popped up, his picture illuminated. And I haven't been smoking. I quit smoking. I wasn't drinking. I was just in the crib. I was in the crib chilling. And the picture popped up, and it literally glowed. And so I'm like, it stopped me in my tracks. I'm like, damn, like I ain't never seen that before. This is crazy. 2 days later, I got the call that he passed.
Hey, good catch.
She trying to say I'm drunk.
No, that was a good catch, bro.
2 days later, I got the phone call that he passed away. And so,
Best hands on the block.
Go ahead, bro. They tweaking, bro. Come on,
Hey,
2
go
days
ahead.
later.
Go ahead,
okay,
Money.
2
2
weeks.
days later, you got
yeah,
the
2 weeks later, I got the
2
call he
weeks,
passed
man.
away or whatever. No, 2 days. I'm sorry, not 2
I'm about
weeks.
to say,
2
damn, I
days.
feel
Literally
bad.
2 days. I got the call that he passed away. I still wasn't gonna go to Texas for the funeral. I'm like, I ain't trying to go. I ain't trying to fly out there, whatever. End up, long story short, I ended up going out there with my pops. And at the funeral, I'm seeing family that I ain't seen in years, you know what I'm saying? And when we got up to talk about the acknowledgements, something in me was like, I just had this, I felt compelled, just like you felt compelled to get that lady your food.
Yeah.
Something was like, go up there and talk about that picture that illuminated.
Mm-hmm.
And so I talked about it at his service. And after his service, his dad came to me. I never met his dad before, whatever the case may be, whatever. He came up to me and he was like, you know, I'm not spiritual. That was the first thing he said. I'm not spiritual. But what you said to me spoke to me because my son summoned me before he passed.
Damn.
And I said, what? What you talking about? And he was like, you know, his name Kenji. He like, Kenji came to me in a dream. And he pretty much told me he was finna leave.
Damn.
He said, so when you talked about that picture lighting up, he like, it woke something in me. He like, he summoned you. And I just think that, you know, that is so crazy. And like I said, I come from a family that's super religious. They don't really believe in spirituality. But because I'm leading by example and what I believe, they starting to recognize and understand that it's not demonic. You know what I'm saying? It's not religious. It's deeper than what's on the surface. And this shit is real. And once you tapped in, you ain't never getting out. It ain't no getting out of this shit.
I know. Now, the way you just said that was kind of demonic. I don't like it.
What you mean?
Nah, I know. It's,
once you tapped in, you ain't never.
Once you will never. I say you will never see things the same.
Okay.
There we go. Cause I
you'll never
like
see things the same, bro. Because things will be different.
No, you want to be in. Trust me.
Things will just be different to you. Like you can't fake shit. Like
nah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? Shit will just hit you different. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, for sure.
That's to sum this up. I don't care what religion you follow, whatever, blah blah blah. Follow your heart, bro.
Facts. That's a fact.
And this is why this is why spirituality is what I follow now, because I remember when I was a 3rd grade teacher. And this is a story I have. I had a student come to me, right? Student came to me, brought me this folder. It was a blue folder, right? And at the top of it, it was written in pen, follow your heart. But it looked like an adult wrote it. I was like, the student brought it to me, like, Mr. Andre, somebody left their folder. I'm like, give me the folder. And they said, follow your heart. I said, ain't no kid right there. So I set it by me, because I'm like, maybe somebody gonna come back and get it, right? So then, one of my students came, and, you know, it was an after-school program. You know what I'm saying? So the student came to me. She was like, Mr. Andre, it's hot. Can I take my school shirt? I was like, hold on now. Do you got a shirt under there? And she said, yeah, I got a shirt under here. So I was like, yeah, go ahead. You go to the bathroom, do it, and then come back. She came back. Her shirt said, follow your heart. I got pictures, bro. I take receipts, bro, because the shit tripped me out every time, bro.
Making me think I need to stop thinking that thing a coincidence.
It's not a coincidence, bro. It's not a coincidence. It's not a coincidence, bro.
Oh, you gotta stop looking at it.
So when I seen that, bro, that was the first time I really started to really just, damn, my phone died.
And the more you try to ignore it and you think it's a coincidence,
the more it's in your face, bro.
That's funny. That's funny you say that, bro. Because for the longest time, right? I never wanted to. So you know, I work with kids now. I never wanted to work with kids in my life. Bro, people telling me, "Oh, bro, you real good with kids. Like kids just seem to be attracted to you." I'm like, bro, I don't want to work with kids. I'm like, I don't even like kids.
Coop love the kids.
I don't.
I love kids.
2018. Now I love them now, but I didn't at first. But like 2018, right? I was working at LA Fitness, and I had a job off on the table. Like shout out to Deja, because she was the one that got me the job. I guess.
Shout out David.
So she had texted me. It was like September. It was September 2017. She was like, no, I mean it was September 2018. So 2019 is when I actually took the job. So September 2018, she was on my job hiring who I think you would be a good fit. So I'm not really a person that go talk to my mama about a lot. You know what I'm saying? Whatever be going on with me, it just is what it is. I like to deal with my problems on my own. So I wasn't really feeling my job at the time. I'm like, bro, they overworking me. I'm like, fuck this job. That's me though. Right. So I go holler at my OG about it. She said, you always been good with kids. She was like, why you just won't do it? That ain't for me. Nope. I'm like, I'll train until I find something else. So 2019 March. So I finally said, fuck it. I'm tired of LA Fitness. They steady playing with me. Fuck it. I'm gonna go to the interview to see what they talking about. Kid you not. First, I go in, you know what I'm saying, I'm talking or whatever. She was like, you seem like you'll be the perfect fit for this job. Well, would you rather work with high schoolers or smaller kids? I'm like, I don't like older kids.
You don't like nobody.
Don't like
This
no type
nigga
of
funny
kid.
as hell, bro.
I don't like nobody.
You wouldn't expect that out of
Like I
Tay
said.
though. You would think Tay cool. You feel me? But deep
No, I
down,
don't
that
like
nigga
nobody.
don't fuck him up.
And now, for real, I tell people that too, though. Like, when I step, man, I don't like nobody, bro. Like, for real.
Look, Dion too. That
Like, if I ain't grow up
crazy.
with you for real and I fuck with you, like,
Hey.
you gotta be cool as hell, because I don't really fuck with too many people. But,
Oh shit.
you know what I'm saying? Like, I told my mom, I'm like, the interview was cool. I'm like, whatever. So I fast forward 2 weeks later, I went to Carbondale. I get the job. They called me. It's like pending a drug test. You know, I don't smoke, so I knew I was gonna pass that. I got the job. You know what I'm saying? So I come back. My first day at the job was April 2nd. My first day was April 2nd. Bro, I worked the after school program. This little girl come up to me. She was like, you think you cool? I swear to God. She's like, you got your chain on.
Damn.
You got your waves, your earrings, and you think you cool? I started laughing. I'm like, nah, I don't think I'm cool. I said, but obviously you think I'm cool. And she was like, you alright.
Kids, bro, be
So
funny
come-
in the mud.
Come to find out, like fast forward like a year later, you know what I'm saying? Like, that was like my favorite student.
Right.
And then like when I looked at her, like, it's an ACEs report. It's like, I forgot what ACEs stand for, but it's like basically like, it's a questionnaire based on like traumatic experiences. ACEs, and it's like, it ranged 1 through 10. So I took it, my ACEs score was a 6, which is high. And her ACEs score was a 9. And then I found out like she seen her pops get killed in front of her.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? She seen her mama like sold her for drugs type shit. So it was just crazy. Cause I always wonder like, bro, like why is she so like attached to me? And then come to find out like we just like, you know, I just be talking to her like every time she get into some shit, she call, what Mr. Deontay at? What Mr. Deontay at?
Yeah.
And then, you know what I'm saying? I just told her like, bro, what's going on? Like, what's up? You know what I'm saying? Like she only like, I was one of the few people that could calm her down no matter the situation. You know what I'm saying? Like they call me, I come like, what's going on? And she like, nah, they pissing me out, whatever. And I'd be like, all right, come on, let's walk and talk. Fast forward this year, right? It's a little Mexican boy. He was like, he's scared of me. What the fuck he scared of me for? I'm like, I don't even say nothing at work. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I crack jokes. I'm always playing. Nah,
Take me in there.
Hey, bro, I promise you, all situations I'm playing.
Right, I
I ain't
believe
supposed to be playing. I'm playing.
Right,
This
right,
is-
I
This
feel
is
you.
fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Mexican boy, he was like, I'm scared of him. And I stepped back. Fuck, he scared of me.
Felt offended like, damn,
Shit,
bro.
they was like, cause you black. Cause I'm black. What?
That's
So
some
I
racist
started
shit.
laughing. I said, oh, I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, what you want me to do? I can't go home and change the way I look. He's like, nah, his people told him that, you know, he not supposed to talk to people your color.
Yeah. Hey, that's a
So I stepped back.
That's a
I'm like,
fact.
oh. So they come to me after work. Like, one of my coworkers come to me after work. She's like, Deontay, like, for real, like, you good at what you doing. I don't think you know how good you are at what you do. I'm like, man, this shit, you know, I do what I'm supposed to do.
Yeah, bro.
And like one of the kids, like he'd come to work. I mean, he'd come to school and be like, I'm hungry. So you know what I'm saying? Like I go to Sam's Club and buy granola bars, but I'm not looking at it in that type of way. And I explained it. I explained it to her. She was like, see, you don't even know how big that is to him that you even go out your way to do that because you don't have to do
That's
that.
a fact,
I
bro.
had to step back.
It's-
I'm like, maybe this is my
And
call.
watch
Maybe
by
I'm-
you doing that for him, his whole outlook on black
He
people
gonna
change.
exactly,
You
but
know
he
what
gonna
I'm saying?
always remember. It's something about the Mason guys. I ain't gonna lie.
Oh my God, that's
Is it-
another topic for another day.
Hey, no,
Oh, she don't
because
understand. She don't get where you coming from. All
She
day.
not
oh,
from.
hey, that's cool though, cause
Oh, you talking
kids.
about
She's talking about the block.
Oh
She's
damn, I thought you was talking about like
Freemason?
yeah.
Damn, hey,
See, I told you. Put
First
that
of
yeah,
all,
put that cover. She gonna try to
First
put
of
her
all,
watch right
y'all-
there to
that
hide
was
her
the
cock.
inside of
Hey,
between
bro,
y'all.
she never.
Hey, you saw that shit?
You been
But
drinking
nah,
it.
but
that
look,
watch was right here.
but when I was teaching and Tay started teaching, Tay started doing that because I was doing it. But
I like that ain't.
I'm his role model. But
I like that ain't.
He-
That's hilarious.
hey, no, on some real stuff though. I got the same energy, bro, and I was just like, bro, like. But I kid you not. I bet you if Dion did the same thing with kids, it'd be the same way, bro.
It's gotta be in you.
It's
not
it's
on you.
it's in like I don't wanna. I'm not trying to hype us up, but it's something about like
Fuck
we
that. We been
us
over
being
too long.
no, but
You
it's
know how I feel.
us being relatable, bro.
It's facts.
That's the only
listen,
that's
that was my
us being
biggest thing.
relatable, bro.
I
We
mean,
relate to these motherfuckers,
It's
bro.
fact. I made myself transparent to the kids, and I always,
Exactly,
even like the
bro.
older kids I deal with, bro. I always let them know, like, bro, I was one of y'all. I come
Exactly,
from the
bro.
same environment y'all come
Exactly, and they relate to us, bro.
You
You
know-
know how many kids I ain't been working at the school for 2 years. Kids still call me, bro, and I be like, damn, how these things get my number, bro? But kids still call me. They still text me. If I see them on the street, they run to me. It's just an impact we leave because they see us. They see them in us. That's what I was trying to say.
That's facts. Like, who the fuck?
I don't like that.
I don't like that.
I don't like that.
Go ahead, we good, bro.
After college, my first job was at Governor State. And so I'm like, I'm working at this university and I'm
Alright, see,
Oh, this your mom.
that's my OG, y'all. She just,
I'm working at this university and I'm like, shit, I was 22, 23 when I graduated. But I'm like, I'm young as hell, you know, I'm around all these kids my age. I'm helping people that's my age. And so at first I thought like, these motherfuckers ain't gonna take me serious. I just graduated college. They gonna be like, she don't know what she talking about. How you gonna try to tell me anything? And you just like me. But I started working there January of 2019, and it's been 2.5, going on 3 years, and I still have a connection to those people there. People on LinkedIn still be like, damn, you know, people at GSU, they talk about you and you started this program and you did this and you did that, and we ain't never had nobody like you that's been there. And I just be like,
That's
I just
crazy.
was doing what.
What's your zodiac sign?
I'm a Libra. You want to know the full
My
thing?
mama a Libra.
Wow.
Or your mama's birthday?
October 4th.
That's my fucking birthday, and I knew you was finna say that. I'm sorry for screaming because I just knew that you was
That's
finna say that.
crazy.
I knew you was finna say that. Ask her son. I'm a Libra on the
Damn,
game.
somebody just said that.
I'm a Libra sun. I'm a
That's
Aquarius
my-
moon, and I'm a Taurus
Synchronicity.
rising.
That's my mama birthday,
And
Joe.
that's Derrick Rose's
October
birthday.
4th.
Fuck Derrick.
And my granddad's birthday, October 8th. I know
Wow.
Libras, bro. I know
It's
Libras.
facts.
That's why I had to ask,
So I
bro.
definitely know Libras.
Damn, what the what's her sign, bro? Go ahead, though. At
Nah,
GSU.
just off that though. Like,
That's
I
who
feel
said
like,
ask her that. Everybody drop your sign in the comments.
if you know you
Everybody drop your
off.
sign in
Everybody
the
drop y'all
comments.
sign.
On
You
my
ain't a
mama.
Virgo, I don't want to hear that shit. Let's keep
See,
I'm
that's some
Virgo.
Virgo
When
shit
you
though, but that's some Virgo
August
shit to
31st.
say.
Oh, you an August birthday.
It's different than the September.
Yep.
It's different,
Just
bro.
like
August 31st, though. It's like,
Just like the July
I'm one day
Leos is different than the August Leos.
I'm one day
It's
before
different,
I'm
bro.
definitely-
you on a
different.
cusp. You on a
It's,
cusp.
y'all
definitely
different. Y'all different. Real talk.
The days you're leaving.
But yeah, when her birthday?
October 17th.
Okay,
See,
gang.
but hey,
June
but
17.
She close to them Scorpios.
Nah, she made the cut.
Nah, she's definitely a Libra.
She
She-
made the
Shout
cut.
out Daisy. Hey, no, my mama Libra.
Your
My
mama
mama
a real
Libra.
nigga.
She a real nigga. No, I ain't gonna lie to you. She don't play. Hey, she about that shit, but that's crazy. Hey, man, this was a good episode of Class A Dickheads. You know, man, this is a good one, man. We definitely drop what you had. Drop out
Okay.
whatever you got.
Drop
Shit.
your signs.
Drop all
y'all
that
know
shit.
y'all moon and rising sign. Drop it too.
I do. I'm a Taurus sun.
My moon is Cancer.
I'm a Aries moon.
I don't know my shit.
Damn, I'm a Cancer rising.
Damn, so you got Cancer in your chart twice?
I got Cancer.
Bro, I think
No,
I got
it's
a whole
just
bunch of
Cancer
in
rising.
the birth natal chart, right?
I'm
I
a
got
Cancer
whole bunch of
rising.
Cancer
Aries
in my
moon, Taurus sun.
I'm a Taurus rising.
Taurus rising.
shit.
I got
I'm
a
me
girlfriend,
rising. When I
though.
wake up in the morning, I'm me.
I would try
You
to
talking
talk.
about me?
See,
If
that's
y'all
that.
know, I
That's
dropped
that.
a
That's that
video
Leo shit,
about
bro.
rising,
That's
good
that
rising,
Leo
good
shit.
morning.
Hey, you see how the
Check it
Virgo
out.
always say
Definitely
shit though.
seen that.
Yes, he
Get no
did. You
fucking
was
crazy,
tuned in.
I don't know. I've been forgetting my shit. No, you gotta put
Nah,
your
yeah.
one
Hey,
more time so they
hey,
can
definitely,
They
definitely
gotta
tap
YouTube.
into your birth chart, man.
Nah,
Like I know a lot of people try to knock that
Oh,
shit,
no,
bro.
no.
But if you,
I got a story about that. Cause I wasn't too big on the zodiac shit. You know, shout out
Yeah.
shout out to Kiki now,
Cancer
cause
and
Kiki
Cancer?
always bring that shit. I'm like, you a Leo.
I'm a Pisces. Yeah, Kiki
I
always used to bring
I
that.
hated that shit, bro.
Yeah, I'm a Pisces.
I was
Hey,
trained-
shout out Kiki. I love you.
I was training this girl, right? I ain't gonna say girl, she a woman, she older than me. So I was training her. She was like, "What's your sign?" We was having a conversation. She was like, "What's your sign?" I was like, "I'm a Leo." I was like, soon as she said it, I was like, "Oh, you one of those." Bro. I'm not trying.
One of those.
Bro, she was like, "I'm about to do your birth natal chart." What the fuck is that? Bro, I never told her nothing personal about me
Read
at all.
your ass like a book.
Bro, she got to reading the birth natal chart. She said, "Oh, you like this. You don't like to show your emotions. This, that, and the third, but
Shit
you
is
are very
real, bro.
emotional."
Shit is real, man.
I had to tell, bro, stop talking to me like it's weird.
Nah,
I don't like
it's
that.
real,
It make
bro.
you think and shit. I don't like thinking.
It's real, man. Hey, if you ain't never did it, look up your natal chart, man. It tap in.
It's
I
free.
know people like people get lost into I'm one sign, but you not.
You
Nah,
not.
you a
You multiple.
combination.
You a combination of a lot of
Look up
Look
signs.
up your north node.
North
Look up
node,
your
south node, all that shit, bro.
Look up your
that.
midheaven. See
On the
where you
real,
at.
bro.
Bro, I got
That north node is real.
Yes.
That north node is real, bro. So look at that. Look that shit
I'm
up.
gonna Google this shit.
Now look at north
Hey.
node. Nah, we ain't gonna tap
How
into that.
somebody
man.
that know what all that shit mean, read it to you. Don't even say nothing. Like, I wouldn't, because I know who you would let do it. You can't let them do it.
Yeah, I ain't gonna
Let somebody that don't know you do it, and that shit'll blow your
Meesh.
mind. Cause
Yeah.
you'll
I'm
be
gonna let
like,
Meesh do it.
what?
Yeah.
I was just about to tell you, you can do it yourself. Download this app called Time Passages. You need your time of birth though. Time Passages.
Time of birth. You need your time of birth.
It's gonna break it.
You
down
don't
to-
need it, but it's
but
more accurate.
Yeah, it's more
It's more accurate if you have
definitely.
your time of birth.
It's gonna explain to
Look
you
on your birth
each
certificate.
section and break it down to you exactly what it
Naughty, I was
means in
born
clear
tonight.
terms. And I want you. We're gonna exchange numbers after this because I want you to tell me like that shit was really real because I know you. That's how you gonna feel after you
Hey,
break that shit.
at the old girl did it for me. I
But-
had to
but when
step
you
back
read
like,
it-
oh,
Don't go into it with a clear mind and clear heart.
yeah, you can't go into
Don't
it
go in-
closed minded.
Yeah, you
You
can't go
can't.
into it like because when I did it, I was already on some shit like so I was ready for it. But don't go into it with a closed mind, closed heart. Open your heart and your mind to that shit.
I'm open-minded. I'm tired of being on the fence about it. So I want
It's time for you to cross on over then. Those are
Okay,
fireworks.
you hear the after effect.
Right. Right.
My mama, the shit. You know what I'm saying? The shit. I bet.
I got my braces tight. Well, thank you for tuning in to Class A Dig Hands.
Yeah.
We have a special
Hey, why you
guest.
look at me when you
Don't,
did
hold on,
that?
don't press it.
We
Hey,
have
that
a
man
special
looked
guest.
up.
We
Hey,
have a special
class,
guest.
hey,
We have a
dickheads.
special guest on here.
Thank
Money
y'all for
making
having
me.
Hey, parts. We gonna do it. Can we do
We
it?
definitely gotta
We
get her on
definitely
again. We gotta get her on.
Yeah,
I
facts.
had no idea.
Facts. I got a girlfriend though. Hey,
Wait, hold on.
Hold on,
wait,
Drake.
Wait.
We ain't shout out business.
Shout your business out again. Damn, y'all cat keeps getting me.
I put it in the comments, y'all.
I'm
I dropped
motherfucking
it in the
spiritual.
comments.
You know me out here, boy.
Follow her on Facebook
And YouTube.
Life
Nah, you
with
gotta
Niche
YouTube, right?
on
Life with
Facebook.
Niche.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? If y'all
Turn
want
up.
to get tuned in with y'all
Turn up,
spiritual
turn up.
side,
Tap in.
On my mama,
And
she-
you ain't gotta be spiritual, but just come and listen and
Yeah.
observe.
Yeah, she
Like,
she
You
she
gonna
gonna
learn something.
eventually she gonna start doing tarot readings, but she gonna eventually do
tell
it.
you, you know, start doing tips.
She eventually gonna do tarot readings, so be prepared for that. Go ahead,
Maybe
tap
coming.
in. Nah, it is.
Definitely
Alright,
go tap in with that, and you know when you go tap in, man, come with a clear mind,
Clear heart.
come with an open mind, open heart.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to bro, cause he ain't here to shout himself out. Shout out to Chris, the Thrive Collective, man.
This is Life
Can't
of
nobody
Niche, my
see
bad.
that shit, boy.
Man, fuck you, Dre.
And
There
I'm
you
finna
go.
start doing Reiki healing too. I'm finna get certified.
Look. My mama certified.
But yeah, shout out to get in tune. Shout out to bro, cause he ain't here to shout himself out. You know,
Yeah, boy,
D
shout
Thrive
out.
Collective. He got CMOS.
My mama.
He on the pull up.
With a
See,
K.
spit.
D Thrive Collective with a
My
K.
mama.
You know what I'm saying? Anything outside of a
Homicide
5-mile radius, you know what I'm saying? You will be charged a delivery fee.
Man, that's
But definitely get in tune with the CMOS. Shout out myself, Drake. On put the sticker in the camera.
Wait, now hold on. The
Hey,
Show your
joint is
shirt.
all 47.
mama.
Wait, it's like what? How many more?
Oh, the CMOS is all 92 of the 92 of the 102 minerals needed in the body. CMOS got it.
90 of it.
So if you need it, go get it.
He got all flavors. Check my boy out. He got all.
If
the
you
flavors.
ain't
I
get
take
it,
myself
we
every
got
day.
it.
every day.
Damn, that's cool. We got a whole fifth.
But
Damn, Gina.
shout out to myself, man. Drake, go on, show the sticker, man.
Oh,
Bill
my
Thomas
mama.
Fitness, Dion, show the shirt. You know what I'm saying?
Y'all see.
Any business consultations, you need meal plans, nutrition advice. You know what I'm saying? Get in
Damn,
tune
my
with me.
phone dead.
DM me on Facebook or hit me on Instagram at _Tay29.
Yes, sir.
We definitely appreciate y'all for tuning in. But before we go, and I ain't even gonna disrespect
Yes, sir.
my boy. Like, shout out to Coop 2 Cups for Coop's 2 stacks. Coop Bentley, man. Shout out to him. Go get in tune with the podcast, Crumb to Caviar.
Yes, sir.
You know, get in tune with his
Season
music.
1 dropping soon.
Okay.
Bro, Caviar, New Beliefs clothing line. We got shit coming soon, bro. Music coming. Hey, look, bro.
Talk your
Music
shit.
coming, bro. Hey,
You know what I'm saying?
we just hey, I'm sending out. Y'all just share my first video, Cryptodemics.
Get in
We
tune.
tapping into the crypto
Talk
world,
your
man.
shit.
We in,
You know what
we in
I'm
that
saying?
bag,
Y'all
bro.
investing in them
I
stocks?
promise
My
you,
mama,
we
hey.
in the bag.
My mama, bro. Hey,
So-
we rich, bro. I'm certain.
We definitely.
My mama.
rich,
Hey,
you know
look,
what
we
I'm
got a course, man. My homie, we got a course coming out on crypto. Shit, it's coming out soon, mid-July. Be prepared for that. But in the meantime, in between time, we gonna be dropping content on Crumbs Caviar. Shirts coming out. I'm gonna have next podcast, bro.
We out here with
Hold
the
me
shirts?
to it, bro. Hold me
Next
to it, bro.
podcast, we
What
gonna-
color y'all
I
want? What
need
color
a
you want?
sticker.
I want
We
black.
don't all gotta
So now you want black? You wanted orange last time. You
Okay,
want
I
black?
want orange then.
And you
Whatever
want
I said,
black?
that's
I
what I
bet.
want.
Hey, next podcast we're gonna have New
I want
Belief
orange.
shirts on. We're gonna have New Belief shirts on. Hey, bro, we trying to. Hey, we ain't trying.
Let
We
me
in
know, 'cause
10.
my shoes gotta match.
We in 10. We in 10 on making this bread, bro.
I
That's all.
promise
Let's get it.
I promise
That's
you, bro.
all,
We
man. We
definitely
on my shit.
appreciate
We on that shit, bro. For real.
We definitely appreciate y'all for tuning in. Shout out to Mish for coming through.
Yes,
You know what I'm
sir.
saying?
That's my new friend, bro.
She'll definitely
Come on.
be back because this was
That's like a
definitely a
girlfriend.
dope conversation. We learned a lot. Make sure y'all shut a live and make sure y'all go subscribe
Please.
to the YouTube channel.
Yes,
Class A
please,
D-Heads
man.
on-
Definitely
Class A
subscribe to the
D-Heads on
YouTube.
My mama.
And we still dropping content on that, man. So make sure y'all follow us and get in tune.
Bye bye.